without a finish line. There is no qualifying session, but positioning is the name of the game. There is competition on the track, but the results are in a stopwatch. The exercise is necessary because how you play later is determined by how you practice now.
This place is really quick. You have to out-strategize people. If you get past a couple of guys, bang, there's more traffic ahead of you.
Racing is just bloody tight.
When you're racing with a wheel or nose to tail, the cars stick pretty well through the corners. It's like a bullfight, really.
It is an all-important stop for the Pep Boys Indy Racing League, and in some ways, it is the real start of the road to Indy. It is the test in the West. Phoenix International Raceway has long been considered one of the top tracks in the country, a favorite of drivers and fans alike that never fails to produce a great show. PIR has also enjoyed a reputation as a proving ground. The old hands have always maintained that if you run well at Phoenix, you're ready for Indianapolis, and 19 cars were ready to run the test in the West. At any summit meeting, the superpowers set the agenda, and the last weekend of February was no different. The Kelly Racing Stable showed the two fastest horses in Friday morning's opening session. Mark Dismore lapping at 175.6 miles an hour, with Scott Sharp just hundredths of a second behind. Both runs were with light fuel loads, but weighing in quickly is the key.
We've got a timing system up, everyone's watching exactly how fast everyone's going, trying to make changes to go faster. It's just like a regular practice session. It doesn't feel like we're here testing, it feels like we're here in anticipation of the race.
It's really nice to be quick in practice, but, and don't get me wrong, I would love to be the quickest guy every practice session because, you know, that leads into qualifying, and if you can qualify well, it'll get you up in front of some things that may or may not happen that'll take you out of the race. I'd forsake being the quickest guy in practice if I was the quickest guy in the race, because everybody wants to win the race.
Eager to make an early statement, Team Menard took honors among the afternoon runners. Greg Ray pushing the bright yellow car up the charts at 174.9, third fastest of the day behind the Kelly boys.
What's nice, actually, we've done quite a bit of testing this year already. It's nice to have a lot of cars, so you, on that given day, you have somebody to measure against. You never can tell because of temperature or clouds or other factors, how quick you're running relative to everybody else. So that's very, very nice. And being able to run in traffic's nice. And so, you know, driving the cars are fun enough, but certainly when you get to drive with other cars, it helps the race preparation quite a bit.
Just trailing the top three was Scott Goodyear. The Pennzoil Panther team has great momentum after a second place at Orlando.
The 1 mile tracks are probably a favorite of mine ever since I got involved in Indy cars and on ovals, because you're always active. I think from what I saw at Orlando, we have an opportunity here to maybe make up some positions in traffic, and sometimes it can work against you and you can lose a position or two. So you can never really relax on a 1 mile track at any given time, because you're always so busy because of the traffic and because of the speed that you're doing. And the way that I look at it is that each lap is a qualifying lap.
Treadway Racing is definitely looking for a fresh start in Phoenix. Rookie Jason Leffler and Sam Schmidt both took early wrong turns in the season opener at Walt Disney World.
It's a fantastic opportunity for me, and I'm the first to admit that, you know, if I can't cut it, I should be out. A lot of people have said, is that a lot of pressure? I don't think it's pressure, that's what you always want to do, you know, so now I'm in the opportunity, I got to do it.
Speed-wise, Saturday's song pretty much remained the same. Ray, Dismore, Goodyear, and Sharp sat in the top 4 spots, followed by the Foyt teammates. Billy Boat posted the 5th fastest lap of the weekend at 173.4, followed by Kenny Breck, whose defense of the Pep Boys IRL Championship started with a rough ride in January. Just past the midway point of the Indy 200, Walter Salas suddenly slowed, and the defending champion had no defense. The points leader in 1998, Breck, is out of the top 20 after 1 race in '99.
There was nowhere to go, and there was nothing you could do. You know, it's just one of them things. So I hit the rear end of it, and we both went off the track. So I guess it's better to have the bad stuff happening in the beginning of the season than in the end.
Meanwhile, Eddie Cheever is in the chips, finding his way to the front at Orlando for the early lead in the championship chase. The Western test, though, has the '98 Indy winner trying to find some speed. The 51 car's best lap was a full 4 miles an hour off Dismore's pace.
It's really important to come out here and test before you run, so you know what you're going to have come race day. And with Phoenix, it's always difficult because the temperature changes all the time, and everybody goes, oh, real fast right now. By the time we come back here, it'll be hot and slippery. So.
Testing demands a measure of experimentation, and Treselli Team Racing is changing its format a bit. Rookie Greg Gordon got plenty of seat time and advice from Roberto Moreno. The Brazilian, who boasts both IndyCar and Formula One on his resume, will drive the next 3 races for Treselli as Gordon gets up to speed. Hoping to add to the family resume, Robbie Unser has been released from his test driving contract with Team Cheever to sign a full season deal with Pelfrey Racing.
This place, I think, is particular because it's not a high bank, 3-wide type of racetrack. It's 2 at best, and the dog leg's pretty narrow and stuff. So again, with all the guys running together, I think it's going to help us when we come here to the race weekend, because you get a better feel of what other guys do. When you get into that traffic talk and stuff, then it becomes really important how the guys work together. You know, if the guy's having a bad day, where he goes, what he does with it, and how guys get around it.
Testing also means pushing the envelope, finding the limits. Buzz Calkins' car was cooperating, but going into turn 3, the engine did not. Overall, the 2-day test ended with no one besting Mark Dismore's Friday run. Greg Ray was second quick, with Scott Sharp settling for 3rd fastest. Over 600 fans watched the Saturday session, and afterwards were invited to meet the drivers and get some signatures.
Thanks, Kenny.
Is that ticklish? Years ago in a sprint car, I broke both of them at the same time. Oh, that hurts. Not bad. You gotta find out who your friends are.
When we come back, the road to Indy finds an exit onto the interstate. Glendale, Arizona is the home of Billy Boat. husband, father, businessman, and driver for AJ Foyt's entry in the Pep Boys Indy Racing League.
Hey, wow, I'm late. I gotta go. You guys have a good day, okay?
Okay.
Bye.
Today's business is the test in the West at nearby Phoenix International Raceway. With the assistance of the Arizona State Police, Boat would sail in style, touring his Dallara down Interstate 10. Not exactly your normal drive to work, but even so, Billy could not do without his morning coffee.
Morning.
How you doing?
Good. Aren't you late?
Yeah, went a little bit late.
You better get going. You know how mad Edgar gets when you're late. He might knock you over the head.
I know. I've seen him in action.
See you later.
Bye.
Billy finally got back on track and got to work on time.
Where else can you actually get to drive an Indy car down Interstate 10 and not have the police guiding you instead of trying to catch you? So it was a lot of fun.
While Boat enjoyed cooperation with local law enforcers, Ari Lyondike had less luck. Meanwhile, Robbie Buell was crippling the speed limit during testing. Driving the Syndicated Racing Services ride, Buell ran the 8th fastest lap of the weekend, another impressive step for the Infinity engine. Nissan Racing is getting up to speed, and they are inviting others to join the ride. After the race at Walt Disney World, Pep Boys Indy Racing League veteran Johnny Unser and television racing commentator Calvin Fish invited local media to tour the track in a new Infinity.
See, there you got down in just a little bit too soon. Feel that? And the car wanted to come out. So you want to go in a little bit higher.
It's a young league that seems to have a lot of potential, really come a long way in the last few years. The audience was full and excited here. The racing was very close and exciting. Cars were tight, they were fast. It was truly an interesting, fun event that has a lot of potential. I see in the next year or two that this could really grow much further than it is today.
But it's showing some signs of health, and it was a good field yesterday. There was a lot of competitive racing on the track. There was good competition at the front. These guys go for it, obviously. You know, so it was a good show. I enjoyed it.
The media exposure then intensified some weeks later at Texas Motor Speedway.
Because that's what it is.
Cobb Racing and driver Roberto Guerrero came to the 1.5-mile oval with an anxious guest. Mac Demir is a writer for Motor Trend magazine. This day will be different. The story he files from this track will be written in first person. Guerrero first gave Demir a personal tour of the track in the Infiniti Q45T. Once acquainted with the asphalt, Demir was invited to strap into another Infiniti-powered machine, Guerrero's G-Force race car. The journalist quickly demonstrated his knowledge of the subject matter, authoring a smooth driving style punctuated with a fast lap of 204 miles an hour. Demir's account of his view from the cockpit will appear in the June issue of Motor Trend.
To join us here today. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give us a round of applause here.
Car enthusiasts' attention in February always turns to the Chicago Auto Show, which this year featured the official unveiling of the car that will pace the 1999 Indianapolis 500. The new Monte Carlo will make motorsports history come May 30th, as it will also pace the NASCAR Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. It is the first time that one make of car will pace two major motorsports events on the same day. This is the first time that a Monte Carlo has led an Indianapolis 500 field, but it joins a great company history at the Brickyard. 1999 will mark the 12th time a Chevrolet has paced the race, and the 5th of this decade. 1963 500 winner Parnelli Jones drove the Corvette pace car last year when Greg Norman had to decline after a shoulder injury. This year, Tonight Show host Jay Leno is honored with the drive. Leno was MC of the 500 Victory Banquet in 1991. If you like familiar names in unfamiliar cars, stay buckled in right here on the road to Indy.